Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rum and Regret podcast. I am Andy Drake.
Johanna Myers.
Nate Tussey, and we drink and we know things.
It is Tuesday, April 24th.
Wednesday, April 24th.
It is Wednesday, April 24th. We normally record on Tuesdays, but today's a Wednesday because we had to celebrate Mr. Ken yesterday.
Hump day.
Happy birthday, Ken.
Yeah, happy birthday, kid.
So we're back after a while. Real life gets in the way sometimes, and something's got to give.
Happy birthday to Mr. Joseph, and we're back.
Yes. Yeah. So tonight we're going to be talking about Fallout. We're also going to be talking about X-Men 97, as well as doing our normal segments. And let's just jump right in. Joe, how's the horror corner looking?
Looking pretty good because we have the trailer for Ty West's Maxine, which is the third in the trilogy.
That's right. Yes.
Trilogy, I can talk. Yeah, so started with X and Pearl, and now we get Maxine. It looks amazing. And Mia Goth goodness.
Could
For
we
those
call
of
it?
us that don't know.
Could we call it a trilogy?
A what?
A trilogy?
A trilogy? Maybe.
Ugh.
Maybe.
But
Yeah, we're here all week. Tip your
Yeah,
waiters.
but so yeah, Mia Goth is going to be a fucking star, and
Yeah, it looks good.
Going to be bloody and gory and awesome. So
is this the vampire one?
No, this is the porn star turns into a starlet.
Oh yeah, that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
This is the one where Jenna Ortega in what was the last one?
Pearl?
No, the first one was
The first one was X.
X, that's right. And that was the one with Jenna Ortega as the assistant who
That's right. She's like the nerdy assistant, and
who wants to be on camera.
Nope. Roger.
Yeah. So
we
that
got
looks great. I think that
coming up.
looks really good.
So awesome.
Yeah.
We have I kind of got a little punked because I saw this and I was like, oh, there's going to be a sequel to The Pope's Exorcism. No, but Russell Crowe is in another Exorcist movie.
Yeah.
But I'm here for it because he makes a very good exorcist.
He was great in the last one.
So great.
So
And even though this has nothing to do with The Pope's Exorcist, I'm still here for it.
Yeah.
We have 28 years later, finally. After
you knew it was going to be a while before they made it.
And our favorite,
It's almost 28 years later.
Right.
It's been that long.
And our favorite chef, Ray Fiennes, is going to be in it.
Nice.
Yes, chef.
Yes.
Can you make a cheeseburger?
Out
I
of
made some
human
bomb-ass
meat, probably.
cheeseburgers last night. Yeah.
I made some tonight, as a matter of fact.
There you go.
Oh man, I missed the cheeseburger train.
Mhm.
Right.
Let's see, and there's going to be a Little Mermaid horror movie. Thank you, Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yes, there's going to be horror Little Mermaid.
That's
Well,
like
is
the
it-
treatment that movie needed.
But
Can you imagine the horror?
Because,
version of
like,
that?
honestly, the original German story is kind of a horror
Right.
story.
really
Right.
dark? Yeah.
So,
I love that.
I love that all of our childhood movies are getting turned into creepy ass horror movies.
Yeah. All we need is for a weird Prince Eric to just lock her up. And it's like literally just go from there. Like play the aloof boyfriend at first, and then just completely go dark with it because he's never
lock
been
her up.
outside. Yeah.
Lock up all her sisters, and then she has to go full like John Wick.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Slow-mo starfish.
He thought he was getting sushi, but no.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
take
man.
surf and turf. Come on, it writes itself. Let's go.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
that's
we'll clap
great.
for that one.
That
Thank
is
you.
great. Yeah.
So that kind of rounds up my horror corner. I'm gonna do a quick segue to Andy's realm, because Ken
All
and
right.
I, after Fallout, he's like, I need to watch something else that's equally as cool.
Yeah.
We started watching Dark finally.
Oh, how is
Did you
that?
guys watch it?
No.
Wait, Dark?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's like a German kind of sci-fi thriller show, and it's like it's Lost-ish. It's like time jumps and missing children and stuff, but it's like,
Sounds familiar.
yeah, it's really good.
I did not watch this. I thought Andy maybe was. Oh, the
I
poster
thought
looks
one
like
of you
Blair
watched
Witch.
it.
Everything is connected.
I might have watched this.
I want to say you recommended this at one point.
I might have.
2017 to 2020 is the run.
Okay, I might have binged this a while ago.
So
and
it's
completely
German kids go missing, and there's like a cave that's connected to like a nuclear power plant, and
oh shit! I did see this.
and like the kids go missing in 2017 and jump up in 1986, and
yes,
Oh, that sounds great.
Yes, this was so good.
Yeah, so we're 3 episodes in.
Okay.
I keep
okay. Oh
asleep.
god, you're in for a ride. You are
yeah,
in for a
but
ride.
we're both Ken and I are sucked into it. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
That's gonna be a thing.
Nice. All right. Oh no, that's awesome. Yeah, let's. I might need to revisit that. Just to remember what. Because it's, I've watched so much since then. I've put so much in my brain.
You recommended it like years ago.
God, I know. How long have we been doing this podcast? Anyway, yeah. So let's continue on with the watch list. God, Joe, that was a great pull. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. So first and foremost, I want to start with stuff coming out that we've sort of watched or have been watching, or because I have a child, I am going to be watching. So Knuckles, Paramount Plus show comes out this Friday. Idris Elba is still voicing Knuckles, and it's
like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog Knuckles is coming out on Paramount Plus.
Okay, I have to watch this.
Dude, the promos look great because they have the other cast members doing their best Knuckles voice for Idris Elba, and it's really funny. It's great, and it looks fun. Adam Pauly's in it as well, and he's really good in the stuff that he's in. So I'm excited for it. Interview with a Vampire coming back to AMC Plus on May 12th.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yeah. So we are weeks away from getting more Louis Lestat and Armand. So that's going to be awesome. Yes. And coming out next month as well, Evil Season 4, finally.
Nice.
That's coming on Paramount Plus, but for the lazy folk who haven't watched it yet, you're going to be able to catch up on Netflix as well.
Oh, nice.
It is coming to Netflix, so be excited.
I wonder if it's going to look. So Netflix typically spends more money as far as the visuals on downloads and audio codec and that kind of thing. I wonder if it's going to look /sound /intimidate better.
Yeah.
I might have to check it out. I love that series. Thank you for bringing that one up.
As many times as I have, thank you for watching.
Yes. So
Joe, did you ever get into it? You watched like 2 episodes?
I watched, like 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, you have to watch it.
Yeah.
All right, it's on the list after dark.
Okay, all right. I think Ken would dig it too. I really do. There's a lot. Yeah. It's a perfect like balance of funny and weird and scary. So
it could. I'd love for it to exist in the same world as Constantine. Like it's got that kind of a vibe to it, right?
Yeah.
Not quite as in your face with some of the stuff, but
right, I mean, I like Constantine could show up there and it would be completely normal.
It would, exactly.
Like it would, nobody would blink an eye. I was like, this is John Constantine. Yeah,
he smokes a lot.
He does stuff for us all the time. Keeping with Paramount Plus, Ghosts is on, and that show it's so good and so great, and it just keeps
get back to that.
Yeah, it keeps getting stronger. This is season 3, I believe, and it's they're maybe 5 or 6 episodes in. Star Trek Discovery is also on its final season right now, and so far so good. It's a treasure hunt sort of to the finish, which is fantastic. And they're kind of doing what Star Trek does best, is they take a sort of a legacy episode from another series and expand on it. And they're doing a pretty classic episode from the Next Generation and sort of moving that forward, which is really good. So
nice. Is that show worth getting into, being the Star Trek adjacent fan? I mean, I watched all of Next Generation. I watched all of the Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks and all that. I haven't watched Picard.
Yeah. I mean, so in terms of Star Trek shows and all the Star Trek shows out there, I mean, Picard is really, really good. Like, Picard is great. And in terms of Discovery, if you want a really good sort of like a very different feeling Star Trek show, which is weird because it starts off 10 years before the original series. But then, and I don't know if the fans had anything to do with this, but they end up jumping 1,000 years in the future.
Oh, shit.
And you get to see the Federation, what the Federation's become 1,000 years in the future. And it is such a cool take on Star Trek and sort of what it does and what it means to a lot of people. I mean, the cast is incredibly diverse and so good. Doug Jones doing his best Doug Jones stuff in full body prosthetics and makeup as a alien that you've never seen before. Sonequa Martin Green is the captain.
Right.
And she's great from Walking Dead. But
Walking
there's
Dead,
Tig Notaro as the sort of gruff engineer who just shows up.
Perfect.
Who just shows up from time to time, and like she's just great. But like Anthony Rapp, Wilson Cruz, I mean the cast is just, it's so good and so great and incredibly inclusive and diverse that it really speaks to the core of what Star Trek is.
Sure.
And it's good, man. Is
that as far forward as the timeline has been pushed in any of the Star Trek stuff? I think so.
Yes. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Minus a time jump here and there.
Yeah. Typically they've gone maybe, like the Next Generation was as far forward as we've been.
Right.
Then Picard pushed that even forward, but obviously not as far forward. It's just a few, like 30 years here and there. Right.
Interesting.
But cool. You go a full century ahead, which is crazy.
Century or millennium? You said 1,000 years. Right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Millennium. Yeah.
Okay.
A full 1,000 years. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. That'd be cool to check out.
Yeah. So moving over to Netflix, and Nate, you put this in our chat the other day, but yeah, Rebel Moon, The Scargiver came out on last Friday. It's a movie. It is a movie.
Okay. So because Ken and I were looking for, before we chose Dark, we were looking for something to watch, and we been wanting to watch Rebel Moon. Yeah. And then I was like, wait, there's a second one? When did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the second one is a movie. Huh?
Yeah. So it's I rewatched the first one because I wanted to catch up, and I didn't want to have to deal with a 5-minute recap to bring me back up to speed on what I missed. And rewatching the first one, I kind of appreciated it a little bit more. Maybe I didn't pay attention enough the first time or not. But yeah, it's. If there's another movie coming out, like I don't know if there's going to be a third, but if there is a third, can they save it at this point?
Yeah, I mean, they set it up for a third.
For sure. So,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead, finish.
Nate, what?
Throw my
please,
2 cents on there.
Please.
Okay, so I watched this with Addie. We watched the first one together, so we're very excited for the second one. By all accounts, the second one has a ton more action in it, which it does.
Yeah.
And, there's a quick, narration kind of bring you up to speed in the beginning about what happened in the first movie from Anthony Hopkins, which is great. Who, again, reminder, plays the Terminator robot that doesn't want to fight because that's all it's ever known, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Man, this movie had so much potential, just like the first one. Like there are so many things that it did right. Visually, it's fucking stunning. Like they spent all the money on the special effects. There isn't a shitty graphic fill in, cutaway, any of that. They show you a lot of it.
Yeah.
When you and Ken inevitably, I can't Spock either. Jesus. When you and Ken inevitably watch this, it's going to drive his military brain completely nuts, because it did that for me.
Yeah.
Like, what, this guy is supposed to be a great general who's joined the rep. Why would he have guys with single shot rifles in the front standing up against automatic gunfire? Like, just really, do they all just have yes men on this fucking production team that just saying like, yeah, that's great, boss, sure? Like, none of it, most
Well,
of the fighting
I'll
stuff
have
doesn't make
the
sense.
pause button on.
and I feel like
command.
and I feel like the build up when the general finally gets back to the farm was a very almost Three Amigos ish, like,
Yeah,
kind of
right? Oh, it
like,
totally, oh god,
like,
how it
you
should
know,
have
like,
ended. Oh, I can't wait to see that.
yeah, like,
Oh god.
what is it that this village does really well?
Right?
We can sew.
And it's like, they have faster than light travel in space, but the Empire needs grain.
Right. Yeah.
They can't,
man, it's just,
they can't survive without the wheat that they spend a long time showing you the harvest
Yeah.
and all of the stuff. But there's this is not giving anything away. There's one moment at the beginning of the movie where the heroes come back victorious after the first movie, and there's this whole feast prepared at the town for the heroes, but none of the townspeople are there. They're all in hiding because they're embarrassed. They had to ask people and didn't want to be associated, whatever the excuse is. So then they all get together outside of this banquet hall that's just lavished in amazing food. And this is a very humble farming community. I don't know all of the stuff they had to pull off to put this spread out there. And they have a talk outside, and then the whole community just leaves. They're like, hey guys, let's party. We have work to do tomorrow, but come inside. Let's all get together. They don't do any of that.
Yeah.
It's just, oh god, it's so there were so many moments where Addie and I are looking at each other like, what?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. And then there are some cuts, like some jump cuts from a scene to another scene. Like, no, we needed to know what happened in between that. And it's like, I can't tell Zack Snyder how to make a movie, but Jesus, man. Did you screen this for people that weren't on the payroll?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, man, the dailies for that must have been.
Yeah.
Okay, there wasn't as much super slow-mo, which I appreciated.
Right.
There was some slow-mo, but not the slow-mo into the more slower mo. Yeah, like the first one.
Yeah.
And again, the graphics were great. The story was, it was okay.
I think, like I said, it's a really pretty movie to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just nothing underneath.
Yeah, and the sound design is fantastic. I'd be shocked if they don't get nominated, because it shakes the room kind of sound design.
Yeah.
There are some really cool reveals about some of the characters and their backstory, which I thought was really cool. And that part of it, I was like, wow, this is tragic as shit. That's great. But then it just the rest of it was just like, come on, guys.
And I'm glad you said that, because that was one thing I did appreciate, was getting everybody's reason for joining the team. You know, and I really did appreciate seeing that. It's like, no, he's not just a badass fighter that needs something to do, right? And we're bringing him over. Like, no, this guy has legit.
This guy has the best abs in the galaxy, so we enlisted him.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. All that guy does is tan and work out. You
I know.
Good Lord, congrats, man.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, we spent a lot of time on this.
On that, yeah.
Watch it. Anyway. It's worth watching. It would have been great to see in a theater. And actually, this is something else Eddie and I noticed. It's cut like it's meant to be in IMAX. There's a bunch of scenes where they like high five above the letterbox, or they have their hands up above the letterbox. It's like, why didn't you just give us the full cut? What is happening here? I'm so confused.
Yeah, do your 143 like you did with Justice League, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So another thing that we got into, that the whole family got into over here, that's on Netflix, is The Legend of Korra.
Nice.
Good.
So we're in season 3 right now, I think. Yeah, season 3, and rolling through it, and it is a nightly watch for us, which is a lot of fun. Yeah. So the reason why we got into this was, obviously we watched the live action Avatar together, but then they added Korra to Lego Fortnite.
I was wondering why you guys didn't go Avatar animated first, and then
Yeah,
and so obviously Xander said, "Who's Korra?" You know, she looks like an Avatar. Like, okay, well let's watch this. And so we got into it, and we're into it, which is great. And I didn't realize the absolute power of that voice cast. on
Dude.
Legend of Korra is
Fantastic.
incredible. Yeah. But yeah, all that's on Netflix. So if you haven't watched or you want to catch up and rewatch it, go for it. Now we haven't talked about this the last time we podcast. Nate, you mentioned it last time, but dude, 3-body problem. Holy
man.
crap, dude.
I told you, right?
That's the one. Like I haven't started that one yet. I'm like, fuck.
So watch 3-Body Problem and then watch the Neil deGrasse Tyson episode where he talks about what the actual 3-body problem is in astrophysics
Oh my gosh!
terms.
So I saw a little snippet of that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I was like, oh wait, 3-Body Problem. That's that fucking show.
Yeah, it doesn't give anything away about the show, but it's very interesting.
I watched like the first probably 10-ish minutes of 3-Body Problem.
Oh, dude,
and was like, holy crap.
It's so fucking good.
There's so much to digest, but when they get into the actual sort of crux of everything, and I don't want to spoil anything for you, Joe. It's such a great take on this. Yeah. And it's so I just think that the just how things progress, I think is well represented of how people would in a certain situation, and that's 100%. All I'll say.
Well, and the fact that it's such a breath of fresh air in a genre that's so inundated with things like Rebel Moon, and as far as sci-fi goes, this is as real sci-fi as you could really get,
for sure.
With a little bit of a twist to it.
I mean, and for lack of a better way of saying it, is a lot of times you want that sort of satisfying payoff in a show, right? Well, by moving things along maybe a little too quickly, right? And I love the fact that, again, what they're expecting and what's happening is taking its time, and the reactions to what's happening, I just think are so incredible.
Yeah, they let it breathe.
Exactly.
And develop. Yeah.
And it's so smart. And just like, again, the sort of the tiny reveals as you get closer to what's going on is just so good. And man, so great.
I'd say Joe put Dark on the back burner if you guys haven't watched 3-Body Problem, because it's fucking fantastic.
So good. Another show that we just finished last night that was sort of a sleeper out of nowhere is called School Spirits on Netflix. This has Peyton List, who is Tori from Cobra Kai. She plays it's about people who die in a high school and are tethered to the high school. So it's got,
that sucks.
right. So if you die at the high school, well, you're basically it's the rules like ghosts, right?
Yeah.
You're tethered to the place that you die, right?
Right.
And it's one of those shows that you trying to figure out who done it, basically, right? And each episode sort of teases who could have done it, and then gives you sort of the explainer of where they were and what their motivation was. And this is done. There's a twist in the beginning that is sort of handled really well because of the relationship between these two people, and it has you guessing right up until the last episode of what happened and how everything got pulled off. And the cool thing about this is that when you look at it and the trailer, it kind of screams cheesy teenage like ghost love story, and it is not that at all, which is very, very cool. Obviously you get some fun ghosts that are kind of like placed out of time because it takes place in the now, right, in 2020s. But there's a teacher who died in the 1950s. There's a kid who died in the 1980s, a kid who died in the 1990s, that are all sort of still tethered to the school and waiting to, cross over and cross up. And that's part of it here too. But
there's a ghost with a chain wallet and acid wash jeans.
Yeah. Right. There's the angry sort of goth, like angry
tattoo.
Ghost. Right. Yeah.
Too soon.
Yeah. So I did not expect to like this as much as I did, but it was one of those shows where we started watching it, and the teaser for next week was so powerful that it was just like, all right, everything else is on hold. Like, we got to finish this. We got to get through this. So we watched the entire series, I think, in 4 days, which is crazy. So yeah, School Spirits on Netflix. There's a second season coming. It was delayed because of the strike, but it's coming hopefully soon. And then the only other thing on my watch list, which after I say this, obviously we're going to talk about this more later. Fallout on Prime Video. Holy crap, you guys! Well, we'll jump into this a little bit later. But Nate, I know you got some watch list, so why don't we send it over to you, man?
Okay, yeah, this is there's a lot of stuff that went on here with the watch list. So I don't think we talked about this on the last podcast. The movie Monkey Man.
Right, Dev Patel, right?
Dev Patel, yeah, wrote,
directed,
starred, and it's fucking fantastic. Like, think of, I mean, it takes a lot of shots like Slumdog did, with the country and culture and inequality and that kind of thing. But it's also a kind of, well, initially he had the John Wick team as their stunt coordinators on the job, but lost them because of COVID. And this movie is just it was something that he willed into being. And thankfully Jordan Peele came in and saved it at the 11th hour. Otherwise we never would have seen it because of all the issues that it had. They lost crew and people, and like I think it was his DP or one of his main production people died during the filming of it. He broke his hand at the beginning of the fight scene, like choreography. It was just, yeah, it's insane. Fantastic. If you can see this in theaters still, I don't know if it's still showing, but I think it might be at the local. That's where we caught it on the Tuesday, $5 Tuesday. It is fucking fantastic. I would love to see this movie again. I can't wait to see it again and give more money towards it because it's going to be, award season is going to explode on this, all over this movie. It is fantastic. Coming out
on digital, or might be already out on digital for either purchase.
I think it might be. Yeah. It got a 7-minute standing ovation at the film festival that it was at.
Oh, no way.
Wow.
You know, and Jordan Peele was there, and Dev Patel's crying and just breaking down because it was such an effort for him to get this thing made. But yeah, if you can watch some of the interviews with him about it, because it's just, man, it's insane how much it took out of him, but it's really good and totally worth it. It's like, this is what you go to the movies to see, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fallout show we'll talk about later. I had a weekend where I went through a ton of stuff, like Fallout, finished that. I watched the entire The Gentleman series on Netflix, which is Guy Ritchie's series.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And it's really good. You should watch it. Super fun. It's so Guy Ritchie, but especially the music, but totally fantastic. And he brings in a ton of his recurring actors from his movies to star in different roles and to kind of be, little side characters. There's a whole arc that occurs with the pikeys in the caravan kind of situation. It's fucking great. Highly recommend that. You guys would totally love it. Joe and Ken specifically. Excuse me. Finished up Obliterated over the weekend.
Oh, God, that's such a great show.
So fucking hilarious. I forgot that I hadn't finished it. Like, I think I left it off at the middle of the 5th episode or something. It's like, yes. So I binged the rest of it. And it just, it pays everything off in the best way. It really does. There's it's so much gratuitous dong that I did not need to see. But God damn it, it was such a great show. Really happy about that. The other series that I completely binged was Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Donald Glover.
Oh, how is that?
Him and his brother. It's fantastic, actually. It starts a little slow, but man, it's really good and has some very smart humor in it. There's a whole episode that pays homage to the movie, like the fight scene in the movie where they're fighting each other. Hey, Pumpkin, are you doing okay over there? I'm fine, honey. As they're running through the house, finding all the hidden weapons and shooting at each other. It's really great. And there's actually a ton of heart put in it between the two actors, and just the world in general is fantastic. So I highly recommend that. And let's see. But my favorite TV show of the year, hands down, is Shogun. And that just wrapped on Tuesday. And fuck, it's so, oh my God. Oh my god! If you like Japanese period anything, it is right at your alley. If you like any kind of political intrigue, anything, right up your alley. This is how, if they had treated Game of Thrones with this kind of respect, holy fuck, it is a masterclass in how to make a period drama that's full of action and like I cried several times. It's
Yeah,
so good. The characters are
I
so well
saw.
developed. Hiroki
Yeah,
Sanada is the main Shogun guy, but he's also a producer on it, and he was adamant.
Oh,
Like he made sure every single thing was perfect. Like they used
nice.
Japanese textiles in making the kimonos. They had to make sure, and like even the Japanese speakers had to relearn the language because they had to make it period accurate Japanese, which is like double the syllables you would use
Right.
for current Japanese speakers. And Anna Sawai, I think is her name, from the Monarch show,
Okay.
is the star of this series.
Oh,
So,
nice.
and she is fucking fantastic. So I can't say enough about Shogun. This is what TV should be. It's easily my favorite TV show of the year, maybe
Nice.
much longer than that. And it's just like, oh, could they have put this much love and care into Game of Thrones? That's like
Yeah.
my immediate thing. So sorry,
saw
Andy, what were
the
you trying to say?
no, I saw the I saw a review that it's Shogun is Game of Thrones if Ned Stark was smart.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Hiroki Sanada's character in this is like, there's a scene between him and one of his underlings, the wrong word, one of his liege lords, basically,
Uh-huh.
or he's the liege lord, one of his other lords, where the lord is basically talking to him, and he's saying, "What's it like to control the wind?" Because like that's how awestruck he is by the military, by the mind and the layered machinations of what he's
Oh,
pulling
sure.
off. He goes, I don't control the wind, I just study it. Is his
Yeah.
response. And it was just, God, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say anything higher than, it's like one of my all-time favorite shows for sure. So
Nice.
do yourself a favor and at least give yourself an episode and watch it. It's spectacular on every level. So this is another thing that when award season comes along, they're going to clean house as far as TV shows go. So
Yeah. Did you ever get around to watching The Brother's Son, Nate, on Netflix?
I don't think so. What is that?
The Brother's Son. I talked about it once on a cast, but
You
it's
did, yeah.
Michelle Yeoh is
Oh, right.
yeah, and two mob boss kids that are separated.
Yeah, right. No, it is on my
There's
list.
Okay.
Corky Romano, but not.
Right, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, obviously, it's not as. Again, I haven't seen Shogun yet, and it's not. But it's again, it's obviously just a great Eastern, show with obviously some great comedy. But again, Michelle Yeoh, great action as well.
It'd be remiss to mention what's the hell now? I'm gonna not have it. The actor that plays John Blackthorne in this has the craziest name. Sorry, I have to look this up now. But he also so all the character actors are fucking destroy every scene that they're in. But where is he? Where's the cast? Come on now. Cosmo Jarvis is his real name.
Yes.
But he plays John Blackthorne, fish out of water, who crashes in Japan. His ship kind of runs aground, and then he gets thrown into this political intrigue that's way above his pay grade, but does a lot of things right, a lot of things wrong, and it's just a cool lens as he's learning Japanese kind of over the course of however long this takes.
Got it.
Yeah, fantastic actor. Also, he'll definitely get a nod. But yeah, Hiro Sanada is like one of my all-time favorite actors. But this is like, if you needed to cement yourself more into the zeitgeist of film and TV, this show is by far like his opus. It's
okay.
So good. Yeah. Anyway,
nice.
That's a lot. I have some show-related news that's not X-Men Marvel stuff. So the Jon Snow show has been canceled by Jon Snow himself.
Yeah.
The actor said, basically, Kit Harington said that he and the creators scrapped the series because they couldn't find the right story to tell, which, thank you.
Right.
for not raking that dead body over the coals.
Exactly. Right.
I'd love to see more stuff, but we're going to get House of the Dragons 2 here shortly, so that'll be great.
Yeah.
And then another thing that was announced is Heroes is coming back. Heroes Eclipsed follows the original 2 series with familiar enemies and new villains. If you guys remember the Heroes show, Save the Cheerleader, Save the World show.
Yeah.
I think Andy might remember that one.
Yeah, maybe. It ended with a terrible fanfare,
Oh,
but
God. Yeah.
hopefully they can do it justice because the world was pretty cool. So let's see what they can do with that. What else? Do we want to go X-Men 97 or do we want to wait until I get to the MCU? Because holy fucking shit. Wait, before that. Before that, Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. Because come on. I just sent you guys a picture of the popcorn bucket, which is not the actual popcorn bucket, but fantastic.
Best Deadpool's use of Madonna ever.
Yeah, apparently it was the anniversary of the release of that song, and they said they didn't do it on purpose. But come on, that's
yeah. Wink, wink, Ryan Reynolds. You didn't do that on purpose.
It is so fantastic. I am so thrilled. I haven't been this hyped for a movie since like Endgame, frankly. I can't wait to see what they do with this. It's going to be all the fucking homage, and if we don't get Danny DeVito as a Wolverine alternate, I will be very sad. Right? But it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
What did you guys? I'm sure you guys watched it. What did you think?
Oh, dude. Between this and X-Men 97, like my X-Men boner is
visible.
Yeah, it is large.
Oh, it's Colossus though. It's wrapped in some kind of weird metal.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Andy, what'd you think?
No, I mean it's incredible, right? So like the first one, obviously was really good, but then this one, from the Wolverine perspective, is just so good. And I mean, like anybody who takes on the mantle of Wolverine after Hugh Jackman has so much to live up to. Like, well, and it's funny too, because I'm sure you guys have heard that The Witcher is done after this season as well. Like when an actor just sort of nails a part and gets it, like then anything after is just it's not the same. And I'm sorry, anybody who touches Wolverine after Hugh Jackman is always going to fail to comparison. I mean, he's played this role for so long, like he knows it inside and out, right? Like, and he just, I mean, God, their back and forth just in the trailer is just so good. It's so great. And to see that for 2 hours on a big screen, with God knows how many Easter eggs they're going to put in there of different variants of different people and whatnot. Like, I mean, sign me up. Take my money.
So, shut up and take my money.
So it's funny. One of the podcasts that I follow, the superhero thing. It's great show. A couple of guys from across the pond took a long break and came back finally, but then put a poll on their Twitter page about who would you cast for the live action X-Men. And there was they did a whole shout out at the end of one of their podcasts for everybody that submitted, and my stuff made it on, and they liked what I gave them. But I'm going to run through it real quick just because it's topical and I think it's fun. So for Charles Xavier, I put Viggo Mortensen. I thought he'd be awesome in that role. For Storm, I put Keke Palmer, but then I kind of switching that up with the captain for Star Trek Discovery. I think she would be a better job as Storm. For Rogue, I put Adrian Palicki, whatever. From
she's a little old for that now, isn't she?
Well, it depends on what age you're gonna cast everybody as. But I think if Viggo is going to be Xavier, and you've got, but she's from Strange New Worlds,
from the
Orville, sorry, yes. But I thought she'd be cool as Rogue because she's from the South and everything. For Gambit, I put Renee Jean Page because you kind of have to cast a fuckboy in that role, and I thought perfect. I thought the two of them together would be great because they're super tall and both from the South, he's not from the South, he's British, but could play it as a Creole Gambit, which I thought would be really cool. I put John Krasinski as Cyclops just because I thought he's a good Boy Scout, he could run the team. I thought that'd be fun. I put Alexandria Daddario as Jean Grey to go along with John Krasinski. I thought that'd be fun.
Sure.
Jubilee, Lana Condors, who played Jubilee in the Apocalypse movie for a hot minute, but then that was it. For Beast, I cast Neil deGrasse Tyson because I fucking want that so bad.
That would be great.
And then I put Alan Richardson as Colossus because he's a
yeah.
Colossus. Yeah, that'd be cool. So that was fun. But they did a shout out on.
Nice.
I need to actually switch my profile when I'm commenting on this to Run Regret, so they shout that out as opposed to my Avid Gamer stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was super fun. So I'll shoot you guys a link to that pod if you want to hear it. It's good stuff. So X-Men 97. Are we going there?
Let's go there. Let's get.
I want you guys to go there first because I've got wrap up thoughts at the end. So
holy crap, this brought me back.
Mm-hmm.
Like
we are the target demo
pulling
for the show.
I was like, my mind was blown like every episode of just like, oh fuck yeah, oh my god, this is happening, that's happening, holy shit.
Yep.
Like all the like all of the X-Men knowledge that I have in my head was like
yeah. The moment they get to Genosha and fucking Nightcrawler shows up, I'm like, yes!
I lost my shit. So I literally lost my shit. I was like, fucking Nightcrawler!
Yeah, dude. Just teleporting around like, how you doing? How you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. This... And also, I'm going to have to go back and watch the original series.
Right. There's a good 35-minute primer, I think, on YouTube that basically catches you up on all this stuff. But you don't have to. It's kind of a beautiful thing. The way they pick it up, it makes a lot more sense if you do, but you don't have to. Yeah. Go ahead, Andy. What were you going to say?
No, all right. So I'm in that boat, right? I never watched the old cartoon. Okay.
What? Oh my god.
Well, sorry. All right.
Oh, you were in college.
I was in college. But at the
priorities.
Right, and at the same time, Marvel wasn't necessarily like the cool property, right? This is like right in the Batman era, and I'm not sure that the animated Justice League was out yet. I think that was a 2000s show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
So, but anyway, I I wasn't in a space in at that time where I was watching sort of animated superhero shows, right?
Priorities, yes.
Yeah. All right. And so I went into this really cold, and but I'm assuming this is direct continuation from the animated show.
Continuation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So again, sort of jumping into the story where I jumped in, and I'm so sorry, Nate. I'm gonna deflate a couple bubbles.
I mean, that's your loss, not ours.
No, it is, and feel free to destroy me afterwards with your stuff. But the voiceover stuff is very 90s animated cartoon stuff.
That's the point.
Yeah,
right. they're keeping the continuity.
Yeah, no, for sure, right. And so and from there, for authenticity, it's really good. But for me, again, for someone who doesn't have the appreciation for the older show,
right,
it is a tad distracting at some points, right?
It is. And go ahead.
And again, it's really, really bad because like I know what they're trying to do, and they're trying to really like, okay, yeah, we took a 20 some odd year break, right, and we're back, right, and that's where we are. But like, after watching sort of the level of animated shows that we've been watching for a while, it is weird to get that style back, right?
Yeah,
so,
on purpose.
So
they're doing it on purpose.
That's the reason I love this so much.
Mm-hmm. That's
literally
the
is
thing,
the
and that's
90s
what I'm
show,
missing.
just a little polished.
Yeah,
right.
I think I mentioned this in the last podcast too, where the animators had to draw fences for themselves to not overly animate and not to use too many new techniques on purpose.
Yeah, and and it's totally my fault because I'm literally coming off the heels of Invincible, right?
Yeah, no, you can't
And
do that. It's like watching
and-
Arcane into this would be
yeah,
a whiplash of
and it's just
Yeah.
like
proportions.
it's just like, and so yeah, like I mean, as soon as I told myself like no, direct continuation 90s cartoon, like they're keeping the voice, they're keeping the everything sort of the same, then I got into it. And then and honestly, what brought me into it was the Jubilee video game episode. Right after that episode, I felt a little more. It didn't bug me as much after.
Right.
You know,
And
and
it
the
was
funny thing
that's such a hard
was
throwback episode.
that was the
Yeah.
episode that kind of took me out of it.
Funny.
It
Okay.
felt
Yeah.
it felt like a weird like standalone episode, like a filler kind of thing, where I was like,
Sure. Okay.
no,
So that
I
episode
want
is a-
all the other stories. Like,
Yeah, that episode completely references something that happens in the previous, whatever, several decades ago. So that's why it's there, to kind of tie that all together. But I agree with Joe. It kind of took me out of it. But it's funny that you mentioned the voiceovers, Andy. I was listening to that same podcast, that superhero thing. Check them out. And they're like, I love the fact that they brought back all the voice actors that they could. Wolverine made a lot of sense, and his voice being older makes a lot of sense. It's great. But they're saying like everybody else, is younger and kind of period accurate for their character. Every time I hear Rogue talk, it sounds like she's going to go to the corner for another pack of Marlboro Reds and then never come home. Like she, like, Grandma put down the cigarettes.
That's funny.
Hey, sugar, I can't touch you. Like, yeah, please don't. So that took me out of it a little bit, but not really, because I have appreciation for the original series. But it was hilarious that they brought that up.
mm-hmm. Oh, and can we talk about Gambit's little crop top? Because I'm all for it.
Yeah, it was
Everybody
hilarious.
got mad about it. Like, literally,
like,
the '90s dudes wore crop tops. Like,
I wore a crop top in the '90s playing flag football. Yeah, it was ridiculous. But people are getting all pissed off. Like, he looks like he's bisexual. Yeah.
Because he is.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, Rip was, but
right.
He went out like a G, though. He went out like a G.
Oh, that's my one thing. I'm like, did you?
Addie and I were not ready for that episode.
Did you really just fucking kill Gambit?
Well, and that episode killed off like 10 major characters in one shot. Like, God,
that hurt. That hurt so bad.
Again, and that's something that I appreciated, because there's always in superhero stories, there's always a crutch to bring somebody back, right? And
Gambit's not dead. He's not dead.
He got vaporized. He's fucking toast.
They had a funeral. They buried him.
Oh, he's gonna come back somehow.
It was an open casket. We never saw the body.
That's true. That is true.
Sadly, there wasn't anything to show.
Oh God! But
I mean,
at least it wasn't Nightcrawler.
Mutants neutralized. Like, too soon.
Nightcrawler's still alive.
I mean, who knows? Maybe after Aurora gets her groove back,
she did.
Right?
Well, she did. No, she absolutely did.
With the costume change too. I was like, "Fuck yes, that's amazing."
Well, and that was something that was funny. I thought was funny too, is that when she does lose her powers and she's on the bus, like, she still has full like hawk hair, like going like
that's her style. That wasn't related to her powers.
Aquanet is a thing. It still exists.
Yeah, in the '90s. Come on. Yeah.
But I half expected like her to be like weird, like comb over, like
all
because
the hair
powers
just goes
were gone. Right,
she goes full like white goth. She's like,
it could have like
you don't know pain.
It could have been static electricity that was holding the hair up, and anyway. But
that was a perk of the abilities, that she didn't need to use product.
Right.
That was
grab
product.
a balloon and rub it on her head.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? She could make the funeral and just sort of Frankenstein Gambit back to life. You never know.
I don't think that's a thing.
I mean, we thought the professor was dead. Obviously,
we also thought Magneto was dead, and obviously he's not.
True.
Like, what the fuck? Massive
Gambit lives.
Reveal.
#, Gambit lives.
That's the thing. Yeah, no.
I did love the Magneto that coming into
at the end. Yeah.
Well, but no, just coming into the house and like, Professor X willed this to me. Like, this is my
episode
house
1,
now.
my X-Men.
Right.
It's like, oh
Yeah.
God.
And
Can we talk about how they actually made Cyclops cool for once? In
he's
the
still
comic
not
books,
cool.
he
I'm
was
sorry,
Did
cool.
they
they can't. They really
Wow.
can't.
Yeah, his power set, he was such a
Okay,
dipshit in the
hold
original
on.
series. You didn't
He
see
was,
the original series, Andy, but
but he was
yeah.
all right. And again, like, that was when I first saw that was the opening scene, right, of this.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're, let's make Cyclops cool again, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's an election slogan. But as this goes on, they can't seem to get out of, like, Scott's this failed leader.
He's
right?
never gonna be
Well,
cool. Stop
they're
trying to make
okay, I
Cyclops
wasn't
cool happen.
yeah. In the first
That's
episode,
the
cool
point
as
of
fuck.
Cyclops.
No, stop. So in the comics, he's always been cool. Okay, his power set is fucking insane, and they actually showed it off for the first time ever in an animated series, which I really appreciate. He's never going to be cool because he's always going to be the Boy Scout. Sorry, I just got a Discord ping. The problem that's going to happen here, or at least what I think is happening, is he's getting radicalized in this show across the course of the trauma that he's dealing with through this show, and he's going to end up leaving the X-Men. This is supposed to go for this is in my MCU news. It was announced it's going to be 3 seasons long. Okay. So the next 3 episodes are a 3-parter finale, and they're setting up the next couple seasons. And it seems to me like he literally says Magneto was right in the last episode. It's like, oh yeah. Fuck, this could get real bad real quick. And I think they're using this season as a vehicle to get him from the Scott Summers Cyclops that with all of his bullshit, like, I was mentally cheating on you with your clone forever. Sorry. And also my son's from the future now as Cable, which is accurate. Mm-hmm. They're using this as a vehicle to really turn that character on its ear. So we'll see.
So given that, Cyclops might be cool in the future.
I mean, if he turns into goth Cyclops, like,
right?
Biclops, maybe. I don't know.
But
I'm Scott Summers.
Yeah.
You don't know pain.
I'm kind of hoping that the one of the Jean Grey clones ends up with Logan, so that way they can each have their own.
Funny you mentioned that. There's only one left because the new one, or I guess the old one, the clone got atomized in the last episode.
That's right. That's correct.
Yeah. Before Madeline Pryor, Cable's mom.
The attack on Genosha. Yeah, Madeline Pryor.
That's right. Yeah,
wiped out. But yeah. Anyway, there's a lot that happened in the series. We can't cover everything, but fucking love it. Sorry.
It's good, man. It's really good. It's a solid watch. And again, from someone who hasn't who didn't watch the original show and can get over the acting, the voices at first, and then like get into the story. It's a solid, like, it is a great show. It's not meant for kids. We're the target. Well, people that watch the original series are the target demo. So they 100%. Go real hard on it, and I love it. I'm here for it. Yeah. So. I forgot in my fan casting, I forgot to add Wolverine Scott Conn. I thought would make a good Wolverine. Then Michael Shannon for Magneto, I thought would be really interesting. God, he would be great.
Scary.
He would own that, dude. He would own that so well.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh man.
But the Silky Locks Magneto is hilarious.
Yes, no, totally.
Pantene Pro V commercial from the 90s Magneto.
Is
dude,
Magneto. Hey.
Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. Magneto was amazing. Yeah.
But if Gambit has to come back to life because I need my Gambit Magneto Rogue 3-way.
Well, I mean, if they use some kind of compression to turn his ashes into a dildo, you could get that. But you're gonna have to write that fan fiction, Jobin.
Okay, well, the Danger Room exists for a reason.
There you go. I want you both inside me at the same time, sugar.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
I should
have
just
ruined it. You
quote.
just ruined it.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my gosh.
Mission accomplished.
Oh god, we're gonna use that to tease
I just
this
died
episode,
inside.
And it gave me life. This is a new thing. This is the birth of a supervillain.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The cringe sustains.
It's a good thing
I
he was
need
taking.
a T-shirt. We're making T-shirts with that on it. The cringe
Yeah.
sustains. Oh my
But
god!
it's a good thing he
I
was
have to write
taking
that down.
iron pills right up to his death, because now it just
Oh
makes it easier.
god!
Here we go. Um, oh,
Stains. I'm writing that down. I love that. I'm putting that on our shirt.
oh,
Side
Jesus.
note, my friend Steve, who was our DM in the last, Steve, Jesus Christ, he's been on the
Everybody
podcast a
knows.
million times.
Yeah,
Mr.
come
Mr.
on.
Soup.
Polivka, Mr. Soup, his daughter said something to the effect of that I am the Ohio Rizzler, or the original Rizzler, which Ohio Riz in kid speak means you have no game.
Oh,
Like Riz is
okay.
charisma, and
So
Ohio
shit.
Riz, because Ohio sucks. Ohio Riz is the
Oh,
worst version of Riz you can possibly have, apparently. These are the kids, what the kids say.
when
Dang.
did teen speak become English?
This is not even teens. This is middle school, and it's
Holy
gone.
crap.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Rue's amazing. But I'm gonna actually
God,
I
I've
have
never felt more like Clint Eastwood in my life.
Oh, it's so amazing.
Get
I'm gonna
off my lawn.
I'm gonna have my friend Sarah use her Cricut
Oh.
thing to make, like, in Joker lettering on the back of a bowling shirt, like original Rizzler in green and purple lettering. It's gonna be great. I can't
Oh
wait.
man, that's good.
Yeah. And Tangent Force exists. Back to
Yeah.
the show. Yeah. Anyway, final thoughts on X-Men '97. I kind of
No,
can't wait for the 3-parter
yeah.
at the end there.
Yeah, no, definitely can't wait for the rest. So
Yeah,
Nice.
totally hooked.
yeah.
Anything else for the watch list?
No, I think we're good.
Do we talk Fallout real quick before we move on to, or do we want to end with that? Because the news will go quickly.
Okay, well, why don't we end the cast with the news, and let's jump into
Cheers.
Fallout.
Yeah.
So I put a poll on the Roman Regret Twitter of, if I can't see that really
on
fast.
what channel?
The Woman Regret Twitter. Oh dear. All right. So
And
anyway,
the show is at a new low.
exactly. I put a poll up on one of our social channels about what is the best video game adaptation to TV series.
You missed a lot.
I did
on this list.
I did miss a lot, but I didn't want to make it a little too convoluted. But
okay. Arcane should have been on that list, man.
Huh?
Arcane should have been on that
definitely
list,
should have
my
been
man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But anyway, I put Fallout, The Last of Us, and Halo. Right. Which, Joe, that was like right when you sent that photo of the horse drawing with everything. But I have a feeling that we're now living in an era where, with the advent of the streaming series, right? And because there's sort of a need for these streaming services to have content, they're getting the right people to make a lot of these adaptations now.
Yeah.
And it's really showing in the level of sort of detail that came through in Fallout. I just think is almost second to none in terms of translating a video game world that has had several iterations over so many years, right?
Mm-hmm.
To really just capture that world and show you sort of what everyone is dealing with in the different factions of that world. And again, to present it in a way where there's enough air and mystery around, you're not necessarily sure of who's right, who's wrong, what's going on where, and what sort of everyone's motivation is. And in terms of Fallout, I just think it was so expertly sort of put together in the pacing, in the way that things were revealed from episode to episode, from just people, and how they, again, the sort of what happened in the episode, and then where they needed to go and what they needed to do and move forward. And then just in Lucy's journey too, how she is inside the vault versus how she is outside of the vault. Then when she finds another vault, seeing her almost revert back to vault life until she finds out what's going on. I just think, again, like, to tell the story the way that they told the story paints such a beautiful picture of the Fallout universe, that again, this is one of those shows, I think, like The Witcher, that kind of makes you want to go in and play those games again, right?
Mhm.
And go in and just immerse yourself in everything just to learn everything you can about the universe and what's
Yeah.
going on there.
Yeah, Fallout 4 next gen update drops tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So if you own it, you get it for free, and I think it's on sale
Nice.
for $4.99 right now on
Mm.
the game stores.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
I totally put Fallout back in my Xbox and reloaded it.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I think so. To your point, Andy, this poll is great. So obviously, I'd love to see Arcane on that list,
No,
but
for sure. Yeah.
it's
I
actually
can
good
redo
that
it. I
it's
think 3 people voted.
well, no, at 9 we had 9.
Oh, no shit.
Halo got 0 votes out of 9.
Of
Obviously,
course. Yeah.
obviously. That's just we can extrapolate that. It's okay.
Yeah, that was the control answer. By the
I'm
way.
actually kind of glad that Arcane isn't on there. So, and here's why. So, Arcane is more of an adaptation as opposed to a remake, if that
Sure.
makes sense. So,
Yeah.
the Arcane show is nothing like the video game it's based on. The video game is a MOBA. You're running up alleys and you have different characters,
Right.
and that kind of thing. The Last of Us obviously did it best, I think, with the direct translation of a game to screen.
Right.
So with the caveat that I think Fallout did it better, and here's why.
Yeah.
So I think it's much easier to create the post-apocalyptic world of The Last of Us, where you have the very limited contact with actual people and characters because everyone else is a zombie, and there's this whole the mushrooms have taken over and that kind of thing. It's a different type of world where it's a much more, it feels smaller to me than the Fallout universe, for a couple of reasons. But I think what Fallout does so well is the character development across the entire world, but also going underneath it, and then tying in all of the Easter eggs over just decades of Fallout shows. We should have had, if we're going to do a deeper dive on this at some point, we need to have Steve on this because he's a Fallout fanatic.
Okay. Oh, that would be great. I would love to have Steve's take on this.
Yeah, maybe we could do just a standalone episode on this. But
sure.
The number, so I haven't played all the games. I played a fair number of them, but just the number of Easter eggs that I saw in the show were insane. And then so you have to deal with period piece because it's like 50s nostalgia, but in an alternate universe where there are airships and nukes and that kind of thing. Excuse me, a frog in my throat. Thankfully it's not one of the gulpers, because Jesus Christ, with the finger mouth, I mean, he'll be lonely on a Saturday night ever.
Right.
But just the care they took with the show, and to your point, Andy, we're getting into an age where the right people are running these projects and love the source material. That's why Last of Us was so well done, because the creator was literally there the whole time.
Right.
And actually directed an episode or two, I think. But they do such a great job in the Fallout series with just the set dressing and the little details and everything that is, because it's, that fan base is so rabid.
Yeah. Oh, Nate, you muted yourself, dude. Muted. Nope. Still nothing. Still. Did we? Can we?
Oh, there you're back. Are you back?
No, you're not.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do? No. Let's all go to unplug it, plug it back in. No. Oh no. Let's all go to the Joe. What did you think of Fallout? We'll get Nate back when he's. But so you played the games before, right?
So I played Fallout 4.
Okay,
that's the first Fallout game I ever played, and I fell in love with the aesthetic and just getting a. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
No, I totally just fell in love with the aesthetic of it, and watching the show, I hope and pray pray that BioShock gets this treatment because
Right?
that's what I fucking want. Like
Yeah.
watching Fallout, it was like beautiful. Like
Yeah.
like Nate said, the set dressing, everything was gorgeous and perfect. And I was like, the music
Yes.
killed me. I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I loved it so much. So please, people that are making BioShock, please learn and listen and give it the same
And
treatment.
I think BioShock's going to Netflix though, right?
That's I think it's a movie. Like it's still going to be a
Oh.
movie. And yeah.
Oh.
I'm
BioShock
really
deserves so
scared.
much more.
I'm so scared. But back to Fallout.
Yes. All right.
Even just having played just 4, there
Uh-huh.
were so many things I picked up on, and like dog meat
Right.
and the red rocket and
Uh-huh.
like all these little things, and like it was like, oh my God, yay.
Yeah.
And my husband, who is not a gamer, stayed up until 4 in the morning watching Fallout
I
because he
love
was
that
just
so
like,
much.
this show is awesome, I can't stop watching it. Yeah, and the next morning he's like, I was up till 4 watching Fallout. We gotta finish this like today. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, absolutely.
So I just have a quick question on sort of like couples rules and stuff like that when it comes to shared shows. All right. Did you start watching it with Ken or did you start watching it by yourself?
I started by myself.
Oh, okay. All right.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
If I wait for him,
You'll never see it.
It's gonna take a long time to watch it.
Okay.
You
You'll
know,
never see it.
it's-
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, and also with Fallout, I didn't honestly think like I was kind of surprised he was into it as much as he was because I'm like, it's a video game show.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was so into it, and I'm like,
that's so
yeah,
funny. That's so great. Yeah. So so you watched it on your own, then he watched it on his own?
I watched the whole series or the whole season on my own. He watched the first 4 episodes, and then we watched the last 4 together.
Nice. Okay. All right. Cool.
So I was on the couch sitting there just like looking at him like, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Right.
Just watching him.
Yeah.
That is kind of the best sometimes, you know. You get to share that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was some times where like, you know, I had to interject of like, oh, that's straight from the game.
Yeah.
And then now he's like, so you're gonna play the game, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm playing the game.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to see the game.
Yeah. No, it's funny. If there's a shared show, I can't go forward. Like I can't move forward.
Yep.
Like unless like we're on the last episode and I'm trying to get it in before a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, like
you're welcome for the built-in excuse, by the way.
Right. You know, exactly. That's the only time I can move forward. But yeah, if it's a shared
like
show,
I'm not watching Dark without him. For sure.
Right.
Because we started that together, and it's like, you know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's going to be the deal when I break the news to Addie about having to watch the X-Men. It's like, I'm sorry, it was for the podcast.
Right.
Blame Andy and Jobin.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the caveat of the get out of jail free card is
it was
for sure. Podcast.
Yeah, sorry about that. I must have hit a cable or something. So
okay, no, all good, Nate. Yeah, continue your thoughts, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
you got an epic roll there.
It was an epic rant for a minute there.
Yeah.
Basically, the short version is that Fallout does such a great job of creating this world. It feels lived in. They've done all of the little things right to immerse you in the actual world. Which The Last of Us did really well. I thought Halo did really well as far as the world building goes. I'm not married to that game series at all, so I'm not the shout out to Andre, who's a Halo purist and will never watch the show ever. It's great sci-fi outside of the
really is
property.
I
it
love
looks
it.
Fantastic, but
I
think The Last of Us is probably one of the best realized world translations to date. So
yeah.
I think the thing, like The Last of Us, it's real. Where what Fallout did perfectly is get that kind of not realness. You know, it's like it's an atomic. It's 2077, but still in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is obviously not real,
right?
So it's like they did that perfect of like it looks real, but it's obviously not. Like,
Yep.
you get
Right.
what I'm saying?
No, for
100%.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I again, I think it's so good, and the flashbacks I thought really told a great story. And man, Walton Goggins is the
Oh
ghoul,
God!
man. He's
Finally, he gets
Yeah.
his day, man.
Right. So what's up with everyone wanting to fuck the ghoul? Because
Because it's Walton Goggins, dude.
yeah, but ew.
Goggins fucks.
I mean, the
So
ghoul fucks if he had a choice, but
he's like a horror movie guy. It's like,
yeah,
if you know about Goggins, you know, like,
yeah, right.
and so now
Yeah.
it's like the world gets to see how cool Walton Goggins is,
Yeah.
and then it's just funny of just like, he's hot, but even radioactive without a nose, he's still kind of hot.
Yeah. It's good,
Take that,
you know.
take that, incels.
Right,
Jack Black
yeah,
and Walton Goggins, fuck.
anyone, you know, if you can successfully age up 200 years, right, and still look that good, right, despite
Right?
the obvious, you know, hey,
still
take
look
it.
that good.
And be that
He's a
fucking cool.
ghoul. Yeah.
And just be that cool, man.
Right,
He's the cool
yeah.
cowboy.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Just make sure he's got his serum. Otherwise, that
Dude,
otherwise your rendezvous is going to turn sour real quick.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, but again, the visual effects on this are really good. Great de-aging on Kyle MacLachlan, by the way.
Mhm.
Oh man,
Towards the end, I thought that was really good.
dude.
Yeah, and
He's back in Twin Peaks. What the hell
I
happened?
know, right? He's Paul Atreides. Of course, he can survive in a
Right.
wasteland.
Exactly.
Come on, he's fine. I just, and then yeah, man, you can't say enough good about Ella Purnell. Like she was the voice of Jinx in Arcane. She is the also she was in Yellow Jackets, which you guys still haven't watched yet.
God
It still
damn it.
pains me.
On my list.
Still pains me
Adding it to the
that you
list.
guys aren't there yet. But you know, it's good to see her you know, getting more of a larger stage here too with it, because I think she's really great.
Benjamin Linus.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh
dude,
my
yeah,
god.
I know.
That was another part where I lost my shit. I'm like, fucking Linus. Yes!
Yeah.
And then,
The-
oh,
Right.
headless now.
Yeah, but hey, the head of the future, literally the head of the future.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and I don't know the actor's name, but the actor who plays Maximus, I thought, man, just like,
Yeah,
dude.
talk about potential recasting for Kang the Conqueror in the MCU.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
He acted the hell out of this show. Really well done.
Although I hate to say it, I mean, Colton Domingo's top of that list. Man.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's going to be
Dude.
variants, so let's see.
Right. Yeah. Please put Colton Domingo in there
Mhm.
because he would slay that role.
Yeah, he
Dude, I saw completely off. I know we just super tangent right here, but I just watched the musical remake movie of The Color Purple, and
Oh,
he
wow.
plays Mr. He plays Mr. in the Color Purple, and he's dude, he's so good in that. And again, he in the Fear the Walking Dead, he's just incredible.
Yeah, he steals every scene he's in Fear. God.
Dude, so good. So anyway, but yeah, no, the actor, I don't have it in front of me, but the actor who played Maximus, I think this is the first thing I've seen him in, and he's great. He's so good. And I really loved the progression of his character too. Great cameo by Michael Rappaport too, as Knight Titus.
Oh fuck.
Oh god.
So good.
You know this is your fucking fault, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're dead, man. You're so dead.
Right. Oh god, so good when they took the mask off, and I'm like, oh, of course it's Rappaport. Like so good.
Two of my favorite things were the snake oil salesman.
Yes. Oh,
And,
it fixes feet.
Yeah.
Which it actually did. We're like, holy shit, it fixed his foot. Oh, I think you're a
he
ghoul
was
now.
fucking my chickens.
Yeah.
No, chicken fucker.
Him and Thaddeus.
Yes,
Oh
Johnny
yeah,
Burton as Thaddeus. Apparently,
yeah,
what a great weasel.
yeah.
Aaron Moten is Maximus. I'm
Okay,
looking at his
yeah,
IMDb right now. Let's see what
dude,
else
so
he's been in.
good, so good. I love the reveal, the slow reveal of the other vaults too.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that was done so well.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
and
Vault
Jerry.
31. Yeah,
Yes,
Fucking
exactly.
Chris,
Jerry is the Cyclops dude, the leader of
one-eyed
Vault
Parnell,
4.
man.
The minute he spoke, I was like, oh my god, of course.
Yeah. Well, it was funny too because the night that we watched those episodes, we watched a Brooklyn Nine-Nine that he was in.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and I told Jamie, hey, that's the vault leader, that's the overseer from that vault.
I just had got Addie started on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, actually. It's
Oh my
real
good.
fun. It's real
Yeah.
fun. She loves it a lot.
Yeah. So good. But yeah, man, just I hope that they can continue. And man, yeah, if we can get Steve for a deep dive on Fallout and we go episode by episode, I would love that.
That
Yeah,
would be
do it.
awesome.
But
Because
yeah,
I
man.
want to get like the other little Easter eggs from games I haven't played, and
Yep.
I mean, like I kind of put together at the end, he's walking into New Vegas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and to date, with the exception of our shorter episodes, when we turned long form, our Arcane deep dive is one of our most listened to shows.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah, so if we can get Steve to deep dive on Fallout, that'll probably be a banger for us.
Yeah, I'll talk to him at D&D tomorrow night. I'll talk to him about it.
Okay, great. But yeah, if they can continue the love and the detail that they had for season 1 here,
Yeah,
man, we're in for something really special.
I mean,
I
they're
think
already
we are.
greenlit for season 2, and that's why.
Right.
So they're gonna, if they want to keep it going, they've got to stay on the train that fit them. So
Yeah, for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing is they nailed it as far as like the world and the vibe and the story and stuff. So it's like even if they, because what I'm guessing is the actual story that we follow is not from the game specifically. It's
Right.
its own kind of little thing. So they could keep this going indefinitely,
And I
long
th-
as
well,
they
and
do
I
it right and have good story content.
Right. And I think that again, that's the problem with sort of The Last of Us is that there's one more game to go off of, right?
That's it.
And then you're in sort of territory. But if you can tell a completely separate story from the games, but stay in that universe and stay tethered to that universe,
Right.
like you're in and ultimately it's where Game of Thrones fell too.
right. They
Right.
ran out of content in season 5. So
Yeah. And so yeah, that's where
Oh, man.
that's where you can be just really, really smart with this. Don't
Now
tether
this makes
yourself-
me think.
Mhm.
what?
How would I want BioShock to go? Like,
Right?
should they tell the story like one for one, or do what Fallout did and just tell their own story in Rapture?
Right.
I mean, Last of Us did the source material pretty well. I have the second game queued right now. I haven't played it yet, but I'm going to play it before the
Mhm.
show.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, so I think that kind of treatment, as long as you're faithful to the source material and have the creator there every step of the way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like that would be better if they do it right. If you're to minimize the risk of fucking it up, then do something else. But
Yeah.
if you can nail it, do the source material, like, because it's so good. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to outright the shit that was fantastic already.
Right.
And that would
Yeah,
be kind of hard
no,
to do, especially with something like BioShock, because, man, you could go anywhere you want with that, but what's there already is so meaty. Like, why would you not?
Mhm.
Because you're going to have to
And
be
just-
compared to that. So
Yeah.
either do it right, or you better fucking come way out of the booth and
Right.
absolutely destroy it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be
For
hard
sure.
to do.
Yeah. So yeah, let's Nate, let's close her out with the Marvel Minute. Oh, it makes me laugh every
All
time.
right, so it's the last Marvel Minute before my birthday. I'm officially late 40s now, which is fucking ridiculous. I mean, now on Sunday. By the time you hear this, it'll be a few days before I sunset into the late 40s. God, I feel so old.
Dude, it sucks here. Let me just tell you, it sucks here. All right.
I believe you. So let's see. Real quick, Marvel Minute. X-Men 97 just killed off 8 major mutants. So spoiler alert, but this fucking happened. X-Men 97 fucking eviscerated their leading mutants in the show. Number one, obviously Gambit. Rest in peace, Raging Cajun. You're fucking toast, and he's never coming back.
I don't believe it.
It would be like bringing Tony Stark back after he sacrificed himself, because that's what Gambit did. He fucking sacrificed himself to take out the Super Sentinel. So
yeah. And I'm sorry, I forgot to say this during our talk, but can we just rename Morpho Easter Egg?
Morpho?
Or who's the Morpho?
Oh, Morph. Yeah.
Morph.
No, yeah.
Just rename him Easter Egg.
Yeah, Quicksilver, Archangel, all of the. Yeah, no, he's awesome.
Psylocke, come on.
So cool. Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Yes, I like more Psylocke, please. So let's see. So obviously Gambit, toast, rip. Madeline Pryor, rip. Damn it, I wanted more of her, but like the last 10 minutes of the Chaos episode, she dies. Which sucks. Dazzler, also rip. Like all these people that were on Genosha, toast. Like, God damn. Okay, these are all Banshee, rip. Also in the same situation. He's an amazing character too, and it sucks. I don't know who the hell Marrow is. Apparently she had a mutant power to grow bones out of her skin. Also rip. Same thing. Sebastian Shaw, huge character, is one of the reasons why we had the Dark Phoenix in the first place. Died. Done. Callisto, another huge character related to Magneto and the what's the name of the underlings? No, that's not right. Morlocks. Dead. Squid Boy, another Morlock, dead. Magneto? Question mark. Obviously not dead. Honorable mention: Moira McTaggart. It says she's lying next to Squid Boy. If not dead, she's knocked out. But that's huge because was one of Charles Xavier's like main squeezes in the comic books. And also the best Irish accent in the fucking show. Unfortunately, they just ripped the heart out of a lot of people with these deaths. But anyway, the Gambit's the big one. I did love how Rogue went rogue, though, in reaction to that.
Right.
Like, she fucking kills people. It's so good. And then the Easter egg where...
Remember, she was bad at one point.
Well, right. And the Easter egg where it's the... what's his name? The general whose daughter was dating the Hulk. He's like, we're in a facility meant to contain the Hulk. We're completely safe. Bam! And she busts in like, what? My daddy always said it was easier to break into prison. Good shit. So moving on. Let's see. Where are we at? Deadpool and Wolverine's villain revealed. So Cassandra Nova, I don't know if you guys know who this person is. The bald chick from the trailer. It's Charles Xavier's twin. So
wait,
I figured she was an alt version of
so apparently, as far as the comic book goes, they're twins. She died at birth, or no, he absorbed her in the womb, but her psychic print was so intense that after he was born, she was basically hanging around the hospital until she could piece together a body using her psychic power. And then came back for revenge because after being stuck in a hospital in that state for however many decades, whatever, caused her to go crazy. She is a fucking savage and basically like the evil Charles Xavier. Yeah, so that'll be really cool when they actually pay that off. Let's see. So Disney's Daredevil show reboot brought back 7 OG actors from the original series, which we kind of talked about before, but it's been confirmed. Yeah. So Charlie Cox, obviously back as Daredevil. Vincent D'Onofrio, obviously back as the Kingpin. John Bernthal is back as the Punisher, which is confirmed finally. Deborah Ann Woll is back as Karen Page. Foggy Nelson with Eldon Henson is back, obviously. Bullseye is back, the same guy from the original series, Wilson Benthel, which is awesome. They said Vanessa Fix, but that's wrong because she's been recast twice.
Okay.
So, that is incorrect. Anyway, so it's great that they're actually bringing that world back together. After having shot most of it and then canning most of it because they didn't like where it was headed, which I'm a big fan of. There's too much crap Marvel out there. So, let's see what else. They cast the Silver Surfer, and I am fucking thrilled with the casting, but a lot of people aren't. because Julia Garner is cast
Right.
as the Silver Surfer. And if you guys have ever seen Ozark, holy fuck,
Oh, yeah.
she can act, and she's
Yeah.
fantastic. And there have been multiple Heralds of Galactus. There's literally a female Silver Surfer out there in the comics. So this is not recasting or rewriting history or whatever. People are just completely pissed about this. Like
Yeah.
they tried to do the Silver Surfer once and it was terrible. So
Right.
let's let them cast an amazing actress in this role and see what they do with it, because it could be really cool. Let's see. I lost. Where are you guys? There you are. What else? Marvel announces that X-Men 97 will receive 3 seasons. We kind of glossed over that, but it's already confirmed now that we're going to get 3 seasons of this, and the next 3 episodes are setting up a pretty amazing finale of season 1, so that'll be cool. Let's see. There's a new video game coming out called Marvel Rivals. If you've ever played Overwatch or any of those kind of team squad cartoony type shooters, it's basically that, but with Marvel characters.
Oh, fun.
It's actually, you can sign up to be in the alpha and the beta at this point, so it's not coming out anytime soon.
Nice.
But looks really fun. Team squad based shooter, kind of like Overwatch. So that should be really cool.
Very cool.
And I think that is all I've got for today. Well,
and I think that's a great spot to end. Guys, final thoughts?
Deadpool and Wolverine, July 26th. Let's fucking go.
And if you're not out there spreading democracy for Super Earth, shame on you people. Start hell diving, for Christ's sake.
Yes, there's a rumor it's coming to Xbox. They're in talks. Joe, if this comes to Xbox, you have to fucking play it. We'll crowdsource this shit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so much fun.
We will save planets one at a time, Rum and Regret style.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of X-Men 97? What did you guys think of Fallout? Hopefully if everything goes well, we will get a deeper dive on Fallout with Mr. Soup himself. Are you caught up on X-Men 97? What do you guys think of that series so far? Let us know. You can find us on the socials, Facebook at the Rum and Regret Podcast. You can find us on X at rum_regret. Joe, where can they find you?
At Joe Chickadee on the socials or joechickadee.com.
Nate, where can they find you?
Sure, Avid Gamer, AV1D Gamer on all the socials and your gaming platforms of choice, and spilling all the oil on PlayStation with Crazy Drake over here.
And you can find me at Crazy Drake on Facebook, at Andrew Drake on X. And until the next time, we have spoken.
Well,
okie dokie.
Okie dokie is even better. Well, now that's a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of drugs.
Well, I ain't torching you, sweetheart. I'm using you as bait.
Ew, his fingers in its mouth. It's so gross. Oh, God.
Jacked axolotl. My God,
right,
man.
Exactly, yeah.